Was this win a huge sign of relief for Briscoe, given all the pressure he was facing getting into a Gibbs car and replacing a former Cup Series champion in Martin Truex Jr.?
Absolutely, you'd have to think it would be. I mean, you're replacing someone of the caliber of Martin Truex Jr., a champion of the series, a guy that has won multiple Southern 500s, I believe, and multiple Coke 600s. So Martin Truex Jr. obviously needs no introduction, but Chase Briscoe, if you're talking about a casual fan, you might have to do a little bit of explaining. This race for sure definitely fell right into the hands of the 19 team with the way everything played out. And to Briscoe's credit, to kind of stretch the life of his fuel cell that far, 3 laps around Pocono Raceway is a very it's a very difficult little journey to pull off there. So you definitely got to tip your cap to them, and especially Briscoe. I mean, obviously there was some sort of team communication breakdown that happened on that final pit stop that really could have prevented them from getting the victory and really plummeting down the playoff standings. But now they can just go out for the rest of the regular season and go out and take swings and try to win more races. Obviously, that was something they kind of struggled with since the playoffs of 2023 in Truex's tenure. So it'll be interesting to see how Small and Briscoe kind of take this win and this momentum going forward through the rest of the regular season and into the postseason.
Well, talking about playoff or pressure, rather, heading into the playoffs, racing for Joe Gibbs. Briscoe is the 3rd Gibbs driver to win this year. Hamlin has 3 wins. Christopher Bell has 3 wins. Ty Gibbs has still not won ever in the NASCAR Cup Series. He's crossed over 100 Cup starts now in his 3rd full season, while Briscoe has now won a race in his 1st season with JGR. And although it's been a rough start to the season for Gibbs, he was in the mix for the win at Michigan and seemed to be the only driver who could hang with Shane Van Gisbergen in Mexico City. So after seeing Briscoe win, does this put more pressure on Ty Gibbs to finally get the job done? And how close do you think that 54 team is to finally getting to victory lane?
As far as like organizational pressure is, concerned, I don't think that Ty Gibbs is experiencing any of that. He will never get kicked out of that ride for as long as he wants to drive race cars. But if we're talking about internally, his mental pressure, he's definitely feeling that right now. He has to be. You see a guy like Briscoe hop into this car and within 20 races gets a race win. Looks pretty bad for you, not going to lie. But at the end of the day, Ty Gibbs is a champion in this sport in the Xfinity Series, and he goes down to that series from time to time and shows just how talented he is. I just don't really understand what's not making ends meet in the next-gen car for him. As soon as he came onto the scene in the Xfinity Series, he won his first race in, spectacular fashion. And he continued that dominant stretch from his part-time season in 2021 all the way through his championship season of 2022. So he takes a ride early in Cup due to the unfortunate, end of career arc of Kurt Busch, and gets to run pretty much the second half of 2022, which I would have thought gave him a leg up going into his rookie season in 2023 and, subsequently 2024. And we've just really not seen much from him in terms of race winning pace. And when he does have race winning pace, he or his team shoot themselves in the foot. And yeah, I'm just getting a little concerned that the 54 team as it's currently constructed is just not race winning capable. And, I felt like they had a fast car today, and I just felt like they also didn't really capitalize. So seeing their teammate, who, like I said, is in his first half season with Joe Gibbs Racing, go out and win a race already, it is not a great look for that 54 team, and they should look ahead to try to, get the ship righted going into this final stretch toward the playoffs, because another season where they either don't make it or don't advance, it's not going to look good going forward. You definitely don't want to be falling into that Austin Dillon territory if you're Ty Gibbs. So definitely a lot of pressure on him, probably from himself. I'm sure he wants to go out and win, but as far as the organization is concerned, he's never going to have pressure there.
Yeah, well, given how quickly he won in ARCA and Xfinity, I think most people would have expected him to break through in Cup by now, but we'll keep an eye on him and see if he can do that sooner rather than later.